Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? As we said, the United States is deploying tanks, heavy weaponry, heavy armored vehicles, and artillery, and 5,000 U.S. troops to be spread along the border with Russia in 6 different European nations. Now, Russia is deploying an advanced aerial weapon system to the Arctic in a continuation of the military buildup trend that Russia is doing. They're deploying an advanced aerial weapon systems to the Arctic, according to the deputy commander of Russia's Aerospace Defense Forces. Speaking on June 20th, Deputy Commander Makarov told the RIA that the Kremlin will deploy fighter aircraft, surface-to-air missile systems, and radar systems to the islands off the Russian coast in the Arctic. This is all done to the Russian Federation to defend its interests around the perimeter of our state, but also the interests in the Arctic. So it's as if Russia is starting the process of basically claiming the Arctic as theirs, or at least they use the terminology, their interest in the Arctic. Now, meanwhile, the United States, you're looking at, is deploying heavy tanks and artillery into Europe and 5,000 U.S. troops. And Ash Carter today said that those deployment is going to happen, and there will be a second wave of U.S. troops of around 30,000. Now, they have not been deployed. The first 5,000 with the tanks, heavy equipment, all that, it's moving, and it's going to move quickly. It'll move to Europe in days. The 5,000 troops to follow is phase 2, and that does not have to happen if there can be a change in the atmosphere between the United States and Russia. But right now, folks, I have never seen, I thought about this. I remember watching George W. Bush walk out of the White House and get on a helicopter to leave. And I thought, well, wow, it's been just a rocky road during his 8 years. But the relationship with Russia was very good. Now what's happened is the relationship with Russia is totally off track to the point that people are worried of World War III, and I mean big time concerned. And at the same time, America's relationship with Israel is the worst it's ever been. Yet America's relationship with Iran is getting real chummy. And with Cuba, with the Castro brothers and others. But anyway, the U.S., there's one of the heads of the Russian Security Council lashed out at the United States for mobilizing, and the world, he says, the world against the Russian threat, the so-called Russian threat. So the Nikolai Patrushev said that Washington's policy since the start of the armed conflict in the East Ukraine has been to promote Russia to the level of an international threat, like an Ebola virus, like ISIS. Russia and the West have been at odds over the armed conflict in Ukraine, and the United States and its allies in Europe accuse Moscow of having a major hand in the crisis. Russia still denies the charges, which I'm stunned by that. We know that Russia's already moved in, took over Crimea, and we know that they are funding, supporting, and basically sending in Russian soldiers undercover to help in this fight in eastern Ukraine. I mean, we all know that. But the aggression now of the United States into Europe is both sides, and Russia's moving a lot of warships in the Black Sea, and the United States is moving a lot of warships in the Black Sea and in the Baltics. So, and China's maneuvering, and there's a lot of uneasiness right now as talk of World War III. In other words, we got to stop this buildup, but it's not slowing down, folks. It's ramping up, and we're in a very, very delicate time right now in the world's history. It seems like old wounds are resurfacing. Same old spirit of devils of darkness are arising again. Jesus said in the last days there will be wars and rumors of wars. And we are seeing it all over the world. Are you saved? We are running out of time. We are seriously running out of time. There is no doubt about it. Jesus is coming soon.